You lose your way, life gets so heavy. You lose your days, what's living but pain? You lose your fire, and you're walking with sadness. But it's gotta be better. Can you give it one more try? So stand up and fight till the battle is won. And they better look out, tomorrow here you come. Tomorrow here I come, and there ain't no use to run.
In Heidelberg we were greeted with this cacophony. But where's George? Ah, he's trying to steal a car. This car? Oh well, better luck next time, George. So it's Shanksy's pony for George as he approaches his favourite flag. And here's where we're going today, the Schloss. But first, lunch at the famous Café Knossel. And look at this lunch. Look at that. Followed by their world-famous cheesecake, the second best cheesecake in the world. Here we have this fantastic array of cakes. And just a cheesecake. Look at that. But we had to leave all these goodies behind and head for the Schloss. Come on, George.
Goodbye, George.
And here it is, the Schloss.
You see behind me is the Schloss. It's a famous building here in Heidelberg. It was built around 1208, about there. It was rebuilt several times and destroyed by a big thunderstorm and totally rebuilt. And that's that building up behind me. And it's a pretty big semi-D, don't you think?
But to get there, we had to get on the new funicular. And here comes the train.
Oh, this lovely funicular. Heading up to the Schloss. Where are you from?
Iowa, USA.
USA. Where are you from?
Des Moines, Iowa.
Yeah. What's your name?
Keith Johnson.
Keith Jones. What's your wife's name?
Anne Marie.
Anne Marie.
And we headed up to the Schloss, away from the town, with this wonderful view of the church. To here, the Schloss. George contemplates it, thinks about it, it's an impressive building, and finally decides to go in. I wonder what he thinks about it.
These are the old ruins, the pile of old ruins that George was referring to. Now this is the Schloss.
It's a pretty big place, and you can get lost, and George did. So I got some local help to try and find him.
Oh, yeah.
I thought he might have been here in the beer hall. Wait till you see the size of the barrel. Meanwhile, I did a drifters and was up on the roof.
Okay, well, the building you see behind me is the old cathedral, or they call it the church here, and that's where we had lunch. Now, there's been a settlement here in this area for over 500,000 years. And the Romans were also here. They found the archaeological remains and bits and pieces of things and buildings. And of course, you can come around and you'll see the old bridge.
It had been a hot day and we needed a beer, but to get that we had to go to the top of the hill in this thing, the old funicular.
That's where we've come from.
To the top of the hill is quite a climb. I wonder how high. There's the answer, 1,804 feet.
It's about 111 years old. 100? Yeah, pretty old lady.
Yeah, sure. How long have you been working here?
Just half a year.
And what did you do before that?
I'm studying. I'm actually studying right now.
At
so that's
university?
yeah. That's
In Heidelberg?
In Heidelberg, yeah.
What do you study?
Informatics, so computer
Yeah,
sciences.
sure. Enjoy that?
Yeah, I do, but I also enjoy coming here and like getting away from the PC.
Quite a contrast, then.
Yeah, it is.
Okay, well, thank you for the ride. We'll see you later.
Yeah, great stuff.
We had our beer sitting overlooking the plains around Heidelberg, and then we had a German lesson.
So what else should we do?
Noch eins.
Which means?
One more. It's important for the beer.
Oh yes.
Noch eins.
Noch eins. Yeah. Noch eins
Ah,
bitte.
that's
More
it.
for
Yeah,
us.
yeah, sure.
Beer over, we went to wait for the funicular to take us back down into town. And this cheery lady, just abandoned her passengers. But on the way down, we got a cheery wave from our German teacher. And we met this lovely lady.
From Munich. Do you know it?
Yeah, I've never been to Munich.
Oh, you have to.
Oh, yeah, sure.
It's very beautiful.
That's in Bavaria?
Right?
Yeah. Have you always lived in Munich?
Have I
Have you lived in Munich?
I'm born there.
You were born there?
Yes.
We trundled slowly down the hill back to the town near the church and saw some pretty buildings. We were looking for somewhere to eat. A restaurant down the lane, maybe. But where's George? Is that George? Not sure. Maybe that's George. I think I should ask for help. Seen George? Have you seen George? Oh, there he is. Talking to this lovely lady.
I'm Teresa, working in this famous bar called Eckstein, Heidelberg.
Do you like it?
Yeah, of course, I like it.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm working here since 7 years.
Wow.
So I probably like it.
Do you get a lot of English people here?
Oh, not anymore. The American army they just moved away, and since then,
Yeah.
not that much.
And how about Scottish people? Because we're Scottish, you know.
Last Saturday, here have been two Scottish guys, and I barely could understand a word. Really.
We left the happy Lisa and went to the old bridge to look up the river and found these, the locks of love that cannot be broken. There were quite a few. But our day was done, and we headed back to the train station and back to our hotel, where Johnny Boy spent the time going through the day's photos and trying to make sense of it. But soon enough, my feet were up, and I was thinking of a saying by Spaniard George Santayana. He said, "A man's feet should be planted in his country, but his eyes should survey the world." And that is exactly what we were doing. Catch us in Switzerland.
Never lose sight of the sun in the morning. Dreams that you keep inside of your heart. Never lose light as it shines through the darkness. Tomorrow's the rest of your life. Once you start, tomorrow here I come. There ain't no use you running. Thrown away my yesterday and blues. Tomorrow